Hello there, people of the interwebs. Just kind of wanted to check in with you here and let you know I'm still alive and kicking. Nothing really too new on the channel for now. Stupid phone. Sorry about that. Anyways, mainly wanted to talk about some announcements and some things that are going to be upcoming that I am really excited about, and I want to take a look at here. Paid a visit to my local train shop today for the first time in a couple months, and dropped off some repair work I had for them and stuff that I finished up for them, and also picked up a little freight car today. We want the funk, we want the grand trunk. One thing that's really cool about this one is it's one of the few auto racks you'll see around that actually has blue in it. So thought that was pretty cool, and I am trying to build an auto rack train. I know I've kind of developed this reputation as the steam guy, but you know, I do like some modern things as well. At some point maybe we'll cover a little bit more of that here on the channel, but mainly what I will be talking about today is some releases and steam related things I am pretty excited about. So let's take a look at the computer. Alright, so we're going to take a look at these announcements here, and the first one is from Broadway, and you always know it's a good time when you get an email from Broadway Ken. So, they got coming up S2 turbines in Paragon 4. I have mixed feelings about this. This is going to be the third run of S2s. Of course, every time they do it, it kind of devalues the ones that are already out there. Which, you know, I don't do this for the value of it. But the one thing in this announcement, in addition to the 3 versions of it that they've done before, which is the regular, medium deflectors, and the full elephant ears here, which I always did kind of want one with the full elephant ears. It's not in the picture here, but... oh, I already had it pulled up. They're doing a fantasy scheme in Tuscan, and this just looks fantastic. I cannot wait to see one of these in person, or at least a product sample. Going out on a limb, I pre-ordered one anyway, so I hope it's awesome. And also the other big thing with Broadway, the Commodore Vanderbilt, the engine that is more than 5 years in the making from when it was first announced. They got some product samples up of it, and I think it looks fantastic. So I did just pre-order one of these yesterday as well. They're doing 2 different versions. One kind of has the standard wheels, and the other one has the disc drivers, which I think look really cool on New York Central locomotives. I have no idea what I would even run with this. I know little to nothing about it other than it's a unique design. I don't even know if this is passenger or if it's freight. There's information about it here. I'll do some research at some other point on that, but I had one of those on pre-order, and of course I already have the E6 Atlantic on pre-order as well, which those should be coming soon. Not sure if they have an ETA on them here. E6 Atlantic, September 2022. So at the time we're making this video here, that's next month. And I have the present day as it sits at Strasbourg version on order, which I believe is this one. So I don't know how well you can see that there, and having saw this one in person, I can tell you that the boiler here is not shiny. That's kind of like a flat color, and the rest of the locomotive is shiny for sure, but that boiler is not shiny. So I'm not really sure what they're basing it on. I think it looks pretty great, but I don't know if that's 100% accurate to what it looks like today. Maybe I'll go to Strasbourg with it and take some comparisons when it actually does come out. So that's it for what's coming up in Broadway. Oh, almost forgot. Broadway just came out with Centipedes again, which first time they've done those, I think, since Paragon 2. I don't believe there was ever Paragon 3 Centipedes. I actually have some Paragon 2 ones. I've never done a video of them on the channel. To be honest, I've never even really run them. Maybe we'll do a video on those at some point. And Athern's got some interesting stuff coming up. This is one I will not be partaking in, but a lot of people like it. It's a kind of a fantasy scheme of the DD40X, you know, and this actually was a proposed paint scheme that did not pass, and there's a whole story about it on Athearn, but it's kind of more of a what-if type scenario with some historical context. And I also like that they're doing these in kind of the faded color. Kind of what they look like after they've been in service for a while. So that's kind of cool that they're doing some alternate colorations instead of everything just looking brand new all the time. And they're also doing some Dash 9s, which kind of look like the old blue box tooling, which became the Ready to Run tooling, and then it became the Roundhouse tooling, and I guess they're calling it Athern again. But what's really interesting is that these are going to have operating ditch lights, finally. Just taking a look here. This is one of the Roundhouse iterations. And they've never had operating ditch lights. You can make them operating, but not too much on this that's vastly different than what they were during the blue box days. I mean, they've gotten better over the years, obviously. More and more detail that gets put on them. But these are going to be the newest version of them. And I might pick up maybe like a Southern Pacific just to check it out. Even though I do still feel like the Kato ones are far superior to these. And another thing that's interesting too is they say sound ready with factory installed speakers. So they've already got speakers in them, but they're not actually, they don't have a sound decoder already in them. So this is kind of like you buy it and then you just throw in the 21 pin decoder of your choice. So I think it's kind of a cool idea. And if these are truly going to be $169.99, that means probably street price maybe under $130. So that's not bad. I mean, the older versions of these that didn't have some of those features used to be solidly like $80-90. So I mean, yeah, everything is more expensive now, but for that price, I think it's still pretty good. Some interesting schemes. I wish they would have been doing a regular Santa Fe war bonnet. I'm sure they'll get to that in the future run. Alright, and they're going to be doing some more aces with the new tooling, which is, again, as I mentioned in a recently uploaded video, is mostly interior improvements with the chassis and motor and speakers and such. So they're going to be doing some UP, and they're going to be doing the remaining UP Heritage units that they didn't do on last run, which last run, of course, they did the Katy and the Mopoc, which I did and featured in a video, and the Western Pacific is out there. They're going to be doing the other three. So right now, at this point in time, you have the opportunity to scoop up all six. I mean, you can buy the other three. They're already out. I'm pretty sure they're still out, at least somewhere on the internet at this point, or in your local shops. And you can get a pre-order in for the other three. And the Rio Grande in particular, This is always one that just fetches stupid money on eBay. And even the C&W still is pretty high priced for a very, very old version on the internet. I have the SP now. I'm actually thinking about selling it and replacing it with this version. I'll have to take a hard look at mine and decide if I want to do that. And these, of course, are not going to be out for probably quite some time. September 2023. So you got more than a year away. Wait on these. And another one that's pretty cool that they have not done for quite some time. Pretty sure not even since Tsunami 1. The Montana Rail Link, which I've always wanted one of these. They call them meatballs. Actually, there's another paint scheme that has the big red logo on it. I like this scheme better anyway, though. And Ferromex for people into that sort of thing. So, I mean, it's a long way off, but some good releases there. And ScaleTrains, probably the thing that's coming up that I am most excited about is their GEVOs, which they're releasing, and a couple of the NS Heritage schemes. Now, most of these Heritage schemes I already have an MTH. I do not have a Southern, and I have the 5,000th GEVO in Union Pacific. I have that in Intermountain, which I've tried to sell unsuccessfully. And they're doing a Canadian Pacific, which I wouldn't mind having as well, but can't afford everything. And they're doing another batch of the CSX special schemes, which I'm not a real huge CSX fan. So that's the reason I didn't scoop those up the first time around. But really interested to see these Heritage schemes. And of course, 8102 is my favorite diesel, period, ever. Favorite engine that's on the road currently. So I might have to go for this one. Just because I want to have the most superior version of this engine that exists. Also, the newer one has PTC on it, which, I don't know. Some engines it looks better, some it doesn't. I would kind of want to see one in person. So that's it for the announcements, but you know, the big stuff that I have coming up is those Commodore Vanderbilt, and of course the that S2 turbine in Tuscan. Really, really excited about that. That's probably the thing that I am most excited about, and those are supposed to come out December or January. Realistically, nothing is really ever according to schedule, so it's probably going to be more like March, April, I would expect on those. So not too long of a wait. Certainly not as long of a wait as what it's going to be for some of that Athern stuff. So that's about it for this video, but you know, there's things I'm waiting for, and probably the next video that I'll end up doing is going to be on that E6 Atlantic, which we're hopefully only a couple weeks out from that one. So that's it for this one.